Good afternoon, students. So in this video, I'm going to talk about prompt engineering. So this is part of my series on AI and writing. So if you want to learn more about AI and writing, you can buy my book, which is called Writing in the Age of AI, ChatGPT Unleashed by ChatGPT, and it's available on Amazon. And so today's lecture is going to be on prompt engineering. So what exactly is prompt engineering? So if you want your AI to do what you want it to do, you have to give your AI context. So let's go over first, what is prompt engineering? So without further ado, I will share my screen. Prompt engineering. Hey everyone, feeling like your conversations with AI are a bit hit or miss? Wish you could get AI to understand exactly what you need? Well, fret no more. Today's the day you learn about prompt engineering, the secret sauce for unlocking the full potential of AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini. So what is AI? Before we dive in, let's rewind a bit. AI, or artificial intelligence, refers to machines that can learn and mimic human-like thinking. Imagine a superpowered brain that can analyze tons of information and respond based on what it's learned. But what is prompt engineering? Now picture yourself talking to a super smart but slightly stubborn friend. You need to be clear and specific for them to understand what you want. That's exactly what prompt engineering is. It's the art of drafting clear instructions for AI tools, like writing a good question for a friend. The ingredients of a great engineering prompt. Here's what it takes to have a good prompt for your AI. Clarity is king. Be precise about what you want the AI to do. Do you want it to write a poem, summarize an article, or answer a question? Context is key. Provide relevant background information to help the AI understand your request. Examples shine. Sometimes showing an example of what you're looking for can work wonders. Specificity. Don't be afraid to get specific. The more details you give, the better the AI can tailor its response and the better its output will be. Mastering prompt engineering has tons of benefits. It helps you get the most out of AI tools, saving you time and frustration. Imagine getting exactly what you need from your AI assistant every single time. Remember, prompt engineering takes practice. Don't be discouraged if your first attempts aren't perfect. Experiment with different approaches and see what works best for you and the AI tools you're using. So unleash your inner prompt engineer and unlock the full potential of AI. With a little practice, you'll be a master at crafting instructions that gets AI to do exactly what you want. And so when I instruct students on how to do prompt engineering, I tell them that there are several parts to a really good prompt, and I cover that in my chapter on prompt engineering in my book, Writing in the Age of AI, ChatGPT Unleashed by ChatGPT. And so right now I'll give you a very short overview of that chapter. So without further ado, I will now show you the different parts of a good prompt to get AI to do what you want it to do. So let me get to the whiteboard to share. And so basically what you have to do when you have a prompt, you need to have context, then you tell it an action, and then you tell it the what you want effect on the reader or effect on the, okay, I'll just use reader, and then what mode it's in, what modality. So those are the four parts. Context means a background. So for example, when I ask ChatGPT to come up with syllabus for my classes, I give context as to who I am. So I would write something like, I am an ESL teacher, or I am an English teacher. I teach English composition to adult students. That's good enough. So the first part of your prompt is context. The second part is the action you want it to take, or the task you want the prompt to do. So here you would say, write a thesis statement, or write a blog article, or write a summary of this article. So you tell it what you want it to do, okay? Or write a syllabus, or write a lesson plan. So that's the action. So the first part is the context. The second part is what action you want it to do, and then you would say to persuade the reader or viewer, or to entertain. In other words, what's the purpose? Okay, so the third part, the effect on the reader, is more like the purpose, to entertain the reader, or is it to inform the reader? So it'll be one of those, okay? Or if you're doing a creative story, to make your reader cry or jump for joy. It depends on what it is you're doing, okay? If you're doing creative writing, then you're trying to move the reader and their emotions. Modality means what mode do you want? Do you want it as a Microsoft Word document? Do you want it as a PowerPoint? Or do you want it as an Excel? That sort of thing. So what modality, or what, the way you want it, or do you want it as a video script? So basically you tell it what format you want your, so these are the 4 parts of a really good prompt. Context, like the background of whatever it is, then action and task. Do this, do that, write a blog article, write a summary, write a syllabus, write a lesson plan, write a marketing plan, write a business plan, write a business proposal, okay, whatever, you get the idea. Write an email to my best friend, or write an email to my boss. Then you have effect on the reader. Now you could also add another one. Okay, now that I tend to think about it, you could also stick in tone. So you could tell it to have a friendly and persuasive tone, or you could have it formal and authoritative tone, depending on who you're writing to. So if you're going to write to your friends, to your family, then you would write in the prompt, I am an English ESL teacher, I teach English composition, write a blog article. And then tone, friendly and persuasive. Effect on the reader, to persuade the reader of my point of view. Modality, Microsoft Word. You put that whole thing into your prompt, and then you press submit. And the more specific you are in your prompt, the better the output becomes. So always take into account your audience, your purpose. So I teach in my English classes that when you write something, you have to take into account the audience. So the better you know your audience, the better you know your niche, the more tailored you can write your writing for. And so if you know your audience is going to be other church members, then you can be friendly and persuasive. If you know that your audience is going to be your boss, then your writing will be more formal and authoritative. And so you can direct the tone of what your prompt will sound like, and you can direct what you want it to do. And so that is, and then each time you get an output. But let's say the output doesn't quite exactly match what you want. That usually means that when you put in the prompt, you weren't specific enough. And so you got to keep refining the prompt until finally you get the output you're looking for. That's called prompt engineering, because you're engineering the prompts to gradually get to the point where you go, yes, that's what I'm looking for. And so that's a prompt engineering 101. So if you want to learn more about how to use AI and writing, you can go buy my book, Writing in the Age of AI, ChatGPT Unleashed by ChatGPT. It's available on Amazon. And if you like my Professor H writing channel, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me anytime.